Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another episode of our small A to Z officers series. But before I talk about another epic officer, and that's Kras today, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel, and when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. But now let's have a look at Kras. He is from the class Science, which means you need science badges to upgrade him. He's from the group Glory in the Kill. That already leads us to the faction kind of with that name. But he can get synergy from another member of that group if he's captain of the ship, or can give synergy to a captain of that group. And he's from the faction Klingon Empire, as we already can see from the group, and that means you need Klingon faction credits to upgrade him. And if you want to know something about Kras, there's a short introduction text in there, but Koloth, Kor, and Kang are mentioned there, and they are very famous from already the original series, but we also saw them on Deep Space Nine. As I already mentioned, he does have a captain's maneuver, and that's called Art of War, which means that Kras decreases the effectiveness of the opponent's captain's maneuver by 20%. And there are two interesting things. It's a very anti-player ability, because captain's maneuvers usually require officers, and that's mostly with other players. And he decreases something. The most officers increase something on your ship, but he decreases something on the other ship, and depending on the ability of the other captain, that might be quite a good counter PvP officer. And as long as you don't have the really good PvP crews, you might want to use Kras instead. If you have him but no Carol, no Dukat, no Veyun, for example, then Kras could be quite a good addition to your crews until you have the other ones. And his officer ability, Know Your Enemy, means that Kras decreases the attack, defense, and health of all the officers on the bridge of the opponent's ship by 40%. So another decreasing of the opponent. Really nice stuff. And in this case, the attack, defense, and health of all the three bridge officers of the other one. Of course, that was more helpful before they introduced the lower decks officers and then brought below deck abilities with that. But I mean the overall abilities of Kras. But it's still something that is quite worth it if you are not in possession of the top-notch officers in this game. And because it always depends on being lucky with the pulls with the officers. If you have Kras very early, for example, then he will be a very good first PvP officer for you. Sometimes I get asked, I'm on level so-and-so, so very low level, and what can I use as a PvP crew? And as usual, it always depends on your luck in the pull. So there is no general saying on that level you can use that crew or whatever. That's impossible, because everybody on that level has different officers, most probably. But if you are a lucky one and get Kras very early with a lucky pull or whatever, then he definitely is a good captain for your first PvP crew. As an epic officer, of course, he does have 3 possible away team traits, and that's Advisor, Analytical, and Specialist. I sometimes use him as Advisor because I have the full amount of PvP crews. So Kras is not that important for me anymore, but that's why I started sending him out to away teams. But that always depends on, do you need him on the ship or do you need him for away teams? And so he will always be helpful in one or the other way. Of course, you want to know how to get Kras, and there are a few ways of doing that, and that's why I talked about the lucky pull, because he's in the Ultra Recruit section. It's not the easiest one to get the tokens from the recruit sections, but not the hardest one either, and there's Kras. As you can see, I wasn't that lucky with pulls with Kras, but maybe you are, and if you are level 15 and do a lucky pull here, and then there you have your first PvP captain. But I didn't, as you can see. But there are two more ways even to get him later. One is the elite Klingon recruit section. There he is. I don't buy those tokens in the faction store because for me blueprints for ships are far more important than this. But if you decide to do this, Kras is in here as well, and you might be lucky here too. And he also is in the transport and pattern section. Have to scroll very far because he's the last officer here. There you have it. There Kras is as well. So if you already get transporter patterns and can exchange them here, then you also have a way of getting Kras via the transporter patterns. Of course, as usual with all the officers, ships and so on, I would like to hear your opinion as well. If you have Kras, if you use him, let my other viewers please know how you use him, what you think about him. And if you have questions in general or video requests, you know I regularly read your comments. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.